It is a great honor and a privilege to introduce Holocaust Channa Coppenhagen. We're here in your beautiful home in Jerusalem. And Annika, can you mention a little bit about your family? I know you were born in Amsterdam, and a little bit about who your family was and your roots.
How I came here?
No, your family, who your parents were, and...
My parents were in Holland and zij waren toen door de nazi's, door de kernels. My sister, she's not alive still, and we were at the loyalty.
You were with non-Jews, you were hidden.
Again, hiding.
And what was your maiden name, your parents' name, your family name?
Klerenkoper.
Klerenkoper. And Anneke, when were you born?
When? 1924.
In 1924?
Yeah. Like Betty, we are the same
wow,
age.
That's amazing. And you were born in Amsterdam?
Yeah.
And your family, were they a religious family or traditional?
Yes. My father was very religious. He was Pakiet. What is Pakiet in?
An officer, like an official.
Pakiet, he was working by the Kilat Amsterdam.
In the Jewish community?
He was Shamash Beta Knesset.
Oh, okay.
Where he was Jewish teacher. He was at almost every evening learning on Gevra, Mishnah, Gemara. He was learning on a seminar for teachers and for Rabbanim.
In Amsterdam?
In Amsterdam. And so he was also working for, you have heard once from Bekidim en Amakelim, both Yerushalayim.
Yeah.
He was in Amsterdam under administrative, working for this organization. She got money and clothes and food for the yeshuv, and the yeshuv was arm, no money, no good food for sale. As Pakidim and Amakelim as gifts to give him
to help him.
To help him. And my father was administrator there.
And your grandparents, were they also born in Holland?
Yeah.
So it's many generations in Holland.
Yeah, I think Rebbe Kleidersauger, my grandfather was born in Poland, and he had a lot of sons and grandsons, and the family Klerenkoper is a big family with annex them a lot of people, with marriage, and it was a very great. And I am the last person is living already from this door.
From this generation?
Generation. I have nephews, but grandnephews, nephew. And I had here also in Ertjeschel nephews, nichten, the feminine family, but they died. And Yeshua
And your mother, on your mother's
My
side?
mother was from Gouda. You heard sometimes Gouda, or cheese.
The cheese.
Mom was born in Gouda. They were also rich, Orthodox, Dati. Her father, I don't know what he was doing. His father, I don't know, but you. My parents had not spoken about their house.
They didn't speak.
It was not in mode to speak to the children. This is van after the war, that we will know what was and what was. In my house, I have not speak. I have not know my grandmother, my grandfather. No, not from the side of my father, not of the side of my mother. No, they were already...
They passed away.
Passed away. And she was born in Gouda. She had also 3 brothers. One was Chazan in Enschede, in the beautiful synagogue in Enschede. You have heard of this. He was Chazan Shama. My uncle, uncle Ken. And Ken was also Dati, Mishpacha Dati.
And do you remember going to the shul, to the synagogue?
Yeah. And after the war, we were in Holland. Bali, my husband has kibel from the youth agency to send out teachers to the Gola to learn more Hebrew, and he was a teacher, my husband, and he was in Holland. We were in Holland 9 years.
9 years. And what shul? Was it the main synagogue? Do you remember the name of the shul?
From what shul?
That your father
was? No, it was not the main shul. It was from the Kehila, a shul from the Kehila, but it
the
was
community.
Before Litnei Habe Shanim, it was funded by Granboom, and that was not a Jewish. Afterwards, he was a Jew. Well, he was born like a new Jew, and then he was a Jew, and then he has funded the synagogue, and then it was not from the Kehila. Afterwards, the Kehila took and there was my father. Shamash.
And did you go to a Jewish primary school or a kindergarten, or was it a public school?
No, Jewish school. So the math we have learned all the things, Mathematica, Hakol, but also part was on Jewish. Sidur, Tanakh, Torah, the Brachot,
And actually, what was the name of the school?
Herman Elterschool. And there were one kindergarten, 2 schools for young kids, 1 בית ספר תיכון יותר, זהו.
It was like a high school as well.
The same.
And it was boys and girls?
Yeah.
And do you remember going on Shabbat to synagogue and to...
Yeah. Shabbat we have not lessons in בטח לא. No. וכולם היו
They were all Jewish. And how many did you have brothers and sisters? You had a sister?
My sister, yes, I had a sister. we were only 2 girls, and my sister, she survived the war, but she was ill. She was an analyst, a medical analyst, and through the war and through the time there was not good food, she was sick because her work. They had infected from TB.
Oui.
Yes, from TB. They had to do TB thing. And so she had TB. But she has survived the war. And afterwards she was, after הרבה שנים, a lot of years, she was in sanatoria, and a lot of years she was better. And after a great operation on the lung, but she was better. And then she started שוב להיות אנליסטית. כן. And then she was married on a high age, which not Yehudi. He's not Yehudi. He was younger than she, and he died before her.
Did she have any children?
Sicher?
Did she have any children?
Sorry?
Did she have children?
No, she did. She married on
When she was young.
age. And afterwards she gone. She lived I believe 10 years without her husband, and then she also died in
2009. And
in Holland.
In Holland.
They have visited many times Israel, but they live with her husband in Amsterdam.
And Anneke, can I ask, do you remember when the war started in 1939, when the Germans
in 40.
When they first started in Poland? Do you remember when they were
in 39 better, and then I was a girl of 15 after the secondary school, and I was 15, and I remember a girl.
And did you ever think that the Germans would invade Holland?
Yeah. I've seen them better. In the beginning, it was not so for you.
They did it slowly.
And yes, I do. And I will tell you, I had a family, a cousin. She was married for the twice. She was married. Her first husband was with an accident, died, and the second husband was a non-Jew. She was Jewish, and he was the helper of my sister, and he would myself, and he would also help my parents, but my parents did not. She won't know out of the. My father was not out of his his function, his work for the Better Knesset, and take please the photo of my. They would not go hiding, my parents, but for the children, for my sister and me, they can did, and so, yeah.
and this is a picture of your parents.
Yeah. You see, my mother has
A shaitel. They were very religious. Wow.
Can.
How did this picture survive?
Say, huh?
How did you keep the picture? How did it
I
survive?
don't know. Say, I can't remember, but they said, men said it is like a tziyur, like
A picture, a drawing.
Like a picture, but it is good.
It's very.
So it was. So it was.
And Anneke, do you remember when you went into hiding?
Ja, sicher. Better say. I can't tell. I was after the school, and I would be to be a typiste, to learn typist and steno. You know what is steno? And but my father said it is not good. Laat ze begin krijgen forbidden for use, forbidden for that was not a Jewish institute. It was all general institute. Laat was forbidden for you. As this, you cannot learn this. Als er was een pupil of his, and Tamida of him. But she was already a person and so, and she was a menahelet, director of fabric, and she said, your daughter can come with me in the fabric, but it was I was a young girl, not mashu,
Not serious.
serious. But I was to do something, and I earned a little money. And then after a year and a half, there came a vertreter, mijn mashu van de Germanim, Menahel. De Menahel had de bekende van mijn vader out, and the vertreter came there, and all Yehudim out. There was also not Jewish personnel, lid voor, they stayed. And all the Yehudim out.
All the Jews were expelled. They were taken out.
And then I was seeking another job, and I came a job, official, as an assistant of a Jewish arts, a Jewish doctor. He was married to a non-Jewish wife, but she was for the Yehudim, Yehudia. She has learned and she has do. She was Jewish, but for the Germanim, she was not Jewish. So he can do his practice, and I was assistant. But what was assistant? At the house.
You cleaned the house.
Clean the house and little children and so forth. But beseda. But I thought I came like assistant of a doctor, an Ausweis, you know, een wijze for I can out on the street, I can do. My sister was in the hospital. She came as an analyst, paper. She can on the street. Afterwards she was ill, but before she can on the street, she can do. I can offer me not on the street. She can took me. Where is your Ausweis? kwam to Loida toe. Hij zei, als we had gelaten, het was nog not so urgent, but later, yes. So I was not safe with the doctor, like an assistant, and it was a lot of going with food. It was far away, and tram was forbidden for you already, and there was livnij Shmoneba Erev, 8 o'clock in the evening, bye-bye.
There was a curfew.
And it was a lot of leggen. Gam baboker, gam.
Did you have to wear the yellow star?
Ken. Was already ken. And so I tried to come in the Jewish hospital where my sister was analyst. I tried to, like a student of nurse. And I came. There were a lot of people there in the Grand Hospital. A lot of people, all you're safe. If you are working in a hospital, you're more safe. Afterwards, it was also not safe. And so I worked there 3 months. 3 months I was gone. But I got not the Ausweis. I got not the paper to see I'm working in the hospital. I couldn't. So my parents said, you cannot come to house in your free time. It is too riskant.
Too risky.
For me. You are staying in the hospital, and when you are working night, when you are working, I was sleeping there. So I saw my parents not from. I believe I was in February in the hospital, February, March, March. And I was crying in my bed, and so I cannot see my parents. My sister, she was ill, but she barga van de bed, van de box. She was in a box, in separate. She was infected, tuberculosis, but she go out. And she saw my parents, and so she heard there was a razzia. So there will be a razzia. You know what is a razzia? And then
it's a roundup where they round the Jews up and then they take them away.
And they will take the men. They have not Ausweis. They have not paper. So I have to my start from this. I took the tramway. Want I was always out this, and I had already not PB. To that too,
identity.
Passport or my chocolate. This was okay. It was not my name, it was another name. And then I took, and I, with the tramway, I go to the sister of my nephew, the not Jewish nephew. The nephew. I didn't know the address, and so I came by her, I believe 10 days, by the sister of my nephew. So my nephew came in the middle of the 10 days to see me, and he has told me there was the razzia of my Abin Wisseloos for 43. 1143. It was the razzia van the whole Jewish not ghetto, there were non-Jews also they lived there, but the most of the people was Jewish. And so also my parents came, took them from the dinner, for their dinner, took them and took them to the Jewish theater. It was the place there in Holland, in Amsterdam, and afterwards to the station, and afterwards to Westerbork, to the camp. And my sister was out of the box up there and went to the house, to our house in there. And so it was the food was on the board and it was not in order. My mother was so pedant, so la grote meer dinner, so she has seen. I know, I was there. After 10 days I was with the sister of my nephew, the father of my nephew, not who, he was from Indonesia. He was a ambtenaar, well, a high person, but he was in pension again. And he took me to a little town near Amsterdam, not far Amsterdam. And so I came by non-Jews and in a house for little children. They were perhaps, I know, the parents of the parents was not good for them, but in a house for little children. And it was Christian, not Jews. So I came there, and I have to do the grounds to clean the whole house, and there was food on the distribution. That was said. I came not on the street there. I come not on the street, and with time my nephew, who's not Jew, came to see me there. It was a little family of my nephew. And so I was a month or 4 there. So I was ill. I have all to do the grounds on my knees, and there was lichtloeg, dust and so, and it was open here, and there was infection. I was in high fever. I could not work, and so the Balabai and Manahelet from the children, she would not help me as a sick person. And so my nephew came, and he took a bicycle for two. So I came with the sick man, Kacha, to his house. And I lay there down for 10 days with high fever and compress him. There was not penicillin, it was after war came the penicillin. And there came a doctor, a good fellow, he was good. Then my nephew and his wife, my cousin, they were under illegaliteit. My cousin was also not a healthy person, but she helped him, and because she was in the underground in the sea. And she helped me, they took a doctor, he was okay. And so he gave me pills or marshoekers, I don't know, to fever, and compress him. After 10 days, 2 weeks or 10 days, I was okay. I stood up, and there came another person, a lady, and they took me with her, with a little baggage, a little luggage, a little man. and I was in the train. She was not Judin, and I was also not Jewish without her there. And she took me to another village near Amsterdam, from the other side near Amsterdam. And there I came, and I was also for cleaning, and there was also, I thought that immediately a person, a lady, and a Jewish lady, and she was for the little children. The geweret, the dame daar was arts, Rofé, and she was not so young, her husband also, but she take from me, not take, no ילדים. She were not so young as my had ילדים. There were, afterwards there were four. Als ik kwam were 3 ילדים קטנים, 4, 2, 10 months, but afterwards, after a year, or the baby. And so she was arts, she was working in Amsterdam, she go with train, perhaps she had she can, right? And she had also a bicycle with an emblem of doctor, and so took this, but it was a little too far to do. And there I came on the street. I did shopping for her, and I come on the street, and I was on the bicycle of her with the emblem of doctor. And people on the street said, you are the sister of the doctor. I said, yeah, we can see it. The hair is the same as the doctor.
Do you remember her name?
From what? From the doctor? Ken. You want the name? Annie Buitink. Nee, Annie de Vries Buitink. Annie de Vries Buitink. She got from Yad Vashem.
Righteous amongst the Nations.
Ken. My nephew got a tree. Ken got a tree. And also his wife. And also his sister.
And what was your nephew and his wife's name?
Lefebvre, not from Safat, not from France, but their name was Lefebvre. He was a photograph. He was a photograph of his job, his work, and she was not working.
And what was his name?
Johnny.
And his wife?
Johnny. Ama.
And his wife? His wife?
His wife, Annie, Lefebvre Katz. My mother was also Katz of her name. And so I came to I was on the street shopping and so. And was so hard work with little children. The second lady there was there for the children, the gouvernante for the children. My employer sent her to her friend in Haag. He had also a little child, but the lady could not go back. There was no trains. There was no trains for the Glassman. Was no trains. And so she was all the time from the war at the friend. And so I was alone in the house with the children. The doctor, they did work in her job, not so much. She said, it is too much for you alone the whole day with the children and the work I can do. And so, and it was for me sometimes another help to help me. And so I was hard working there. The house where I was not so safe. They were also in the underground. And they had people, friends, and so they came sometimes. And you did not know what was your neighbors, if they were good or not good. So it was not so safe. There was also one from a group, illegal group, and they was 14 days hidden in one room, Lemala,
Above.
with the brill of sun, black here.
Sunglasses.
I have not seen her face because and she was a person from the underground and was seeking her. After 2 weeks she said it was okay and she went. Later, afterwards, she was naked. The fact that Jewish children came to Jewish family, they had to stay in the non-Jewish houses and no Jewish more, and that was difficult. She was good for the Jews in the war, but afterwards she was not good for the Jews. She did not help Jewish children back or to their family or far family to Jewish people. That was caché.
It's a tragedy.
Ken. That was caché. So I stayed till Mai 45, Chatzī Mai 45, was Shechur, and I got to the hospital. The doctor, my employer, has heard the one hospital, Jewish hospital, open after work. So I go and I came in the Jewish hospital.
Is this after the war finished?
Yes. Chatzī Mai, the war was finished. And Chatzī, 1 June, I was already in the hospital.
Can I ask, where you were staying in the house, do you remember, was there any fighting, was there any bombing?
No bombing, perhaps Rachok, not close, but there were razzias in the and then I had to go out on the bicycle to my nephew, and it was little and there was not gummy on the wheels. That was alles hold. No, I don't. Not gummy.
There was no wheels. There was no rubber. The wheels.
Yes, was there. Twice. So I came back. It was good. It was vorbei. There was perhaps razzia in other suburb.
Did you ever see the razzia? Did you ever see it? Did you ever witness or ever see the Germans rounding up the or the Dutch?
But we have heard, and they came message from their friends on the underground. It's not safe. You have Jews in your house.
And it wasn't only the Germans. There were also Dutch that were also.
Yeah. Sometimes I will to tell you afterwards. And so I heard it was safe. They were not. Alles was. I came back. No, to the another time Odepam was the razzias in the neighborhood. I'll go out. Toch zoek kwam in Wistes bicycle. Het was caché, but maar lasot. And then after the war came a lady to me, and I had her seen in the garden. She was on the veranda Majul Kwisa, Majul and I was Lemata in the garden from the house, Mool. She came afterward and she said to me, you know, I could say to the Germans that you are a Jewish. Say, how you can do it? Why? Yeah, I have seen you in Amsterdam with your coat, and my coat was from a young girl, and it was a little adom jarok, a little kacha. And I have seen you on, you know Amsterdam? You know Amsterdam? On the neighborhood where also Habe Yehudim, not all, not ghetto, but Habe Yehudim, and there was there was a tante of me, an aunt of me living, and I came to visit her, and I took with the coat, with the same coat. On your coat, I know you are Yehudi. Yeah. I could say it to the Germanim. And then there was Kibla Kesef. She was a good wife. She did not do it. But she said, it was not good you had your same coat. Again, she said, so I said, thank you very, very much that you have done what you have done. Okay, it's okay. So, yes, it was mazal.
Because there were cases where they were informed, people did, and they did get money. They were.
They saw me in the house, in the neighborhood of South. So I came in the Jewish hospital, not the great hospital I was before, but I became to learn as a student from as nurse. And so I was, after 3.5 years, I was a diploma and registered nurse. And after Holocaust Channa, 8 months perhaps, I gave well before, not, midwife, but to learn to do with the babies and to their mothers and so forth. It was in Holland also you get a diploma for this. 8 months was the course. And then I worked 2 years and Chashafti Amru, they have said you will not seek another job. You are 6 years here in this, you will go perhaps to Eretz Yisrael. I said, oh, perhaps can, but now no, I will not stay, I will learn for operation, to be a nurse of operation. So I was there workzaam on the operations room. And then I was on a visit by Makirim, how say you in English? Makirim, friends, Jewish friends, I know him from I was a child. And there came a person, and I was seeking a girl, and he was in Hollandi. He was also already 3 or 4 years in Palestine. It was not yet Israel, Palestine, but he came in Holland for Chofesh. It was not Horim, the sister, not who was alone. And then he came to visit, perhaps it was little nephews or mashuks from his parents, not close, but I was a little there. And he was on visit there by the by my friends, and he was seeking a girl. And so he brought me afterwards to the sick house the hospital where I was sleeping and so forth. And it was a week before he left Holland. The office was end. And so we had to decide toch a week what we will do. And so we did. And after a week he was back to Israel. And I was stayed. My sister was already sick.
Can I ask, when did you first see your sister after the war?
My friend?
When did you first meet your sister after the war?
Where?
When? Was it very soon after the war that you met your sister?
By the French.
But when did you know that your sister was alive? When did you find out that your sister was...
My friends have said, they know him from the time. My friends have said, we know a girl, perhaps you can see her, perhaps you can...
But your sister that survived, that was also in hiding, when did you first see her? Was it after the war that you saw your sister?
My sister?
Yeah.
No, it was in the war. Why? She was not hidden, but she was at the people, not Jewish people, on the grens, the Gewoelsel Amsterdam.
On the border.
On the border from Amsterdam. And Amstelveen, the village where I was living, was also on the border on the other side. And so we had to go with foot, 8 kilometers. So sometimes Yom Rishon Acher Tzoraim, we were not then to cleaning not. And then she came to me. She was bad and sick, but she had courage to come, or I go to her house where she was living at the non-Jewish people.
And was this during the war?
Yes, it was out the war. We were not afraid. She was not afraid. I was not afraid. She had also a passport, not
it was forged, like a forged passport.
Can.
Forged papers. And was your sister older than you, or?
Yeah, 2.5 years.
What was her name?
Flora, como the olam of the plants,
and
flowers.
Did you always remain close with your sister? You were always close? You always had a close kesher?
Yes.
And I think having your sister made it easier for you during the war, knowing that you had a sister. You helped each other.
In the war?
Just knowing that your sister was alive must have been a big comfort for you.
Yeah, but this was the one address I know she was there. She had more addresses, not the same, and I did not know her addresses. I did not know where she was all the years when she was hiding. No, on the border of Amsterdam, this address I know, and I know the people, very good people, very not.
And how many years were you separated that you never saw each other?
Also, we are in Wisseloos, 43. 43, we are Razia, we are 43. April, May, 26 of May was the Razia. Okay.
And when you saw your sister again, you must have been very happy to see.
Yeah, very happy, but I saw she was not bereaved. It was also worse. She was a good girl, I mean, and she was raza.
You're very thin.
But I was always raza. It was not new.
And do you know what happened to your parents?
No, yeah, she was also in the house taken for me. She heard that there was a Asia taken for me as she go to the house. The house was not sealed out. Afterwards it was sealed. But the house was not sealed. I told you it was the...
But where were they taken from Westerbork? Where did they... Do you know where they were taken from Westerbork?
No.
But you never saw them again?
No. Perhaps my parents came here to visit in the hospital. She was ill, bad, in the glass box. My parents had their Ausweis, but later was also not safe. This Ausweis was not safe. And my parents did not know where I was. She did not know I was at first to the sister of my nephew, and afterwards to people said my nephew. No, they did not know. But in these times they were already taken to Westerbork. They were a week in Westerbork and afterwards to Sobibor.
Were they taken to Sobibor?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I have the yahrzeit. They have set me afterward the yahrzeit Rosh Chodesh Sivan.
That's the yahrzeit of your parents?
Yeah.
Channa, can I ask you, have you ever thought, or has anybody ever asked you, if you were put into the situation to look after a non-Jewish, would you do what they did?
No, I did not know. I did not know. I thought habay to my parents. I thought in my parents, but I had to work, and I was able also to work hard, to drink, not to think much, and but afterward, I was already in the hospital to learn. I could not sleep in the evening. I was with other students, nurse on one room, and they slept. I could not sleep good, and then I thought, what I'm doing. We, but young girls goes a little to the cinema after work. Girls get up out. Girls 20, 19, 20, 21 girls. And so we goes to same to that. And what I'm doing. My parents are murdered. I live good. I have work, I have cinema, live for me, my sister is sick. What I am doing? How can I do so? How can I see like a mensch normally? How? And I feel myself guilty. Guilty. And afterwards, it was a professor I speak with him, a professor in the hospital, and he said to me, you are feeling guilty, as I had not thought on that. You are feeling guilty. Lama, I did not know, I did not understand. Yeah, you are a religious girl, and you will not work on Shabbat, and you will go another day. Shabbat not to work somehow. And you are working. Perhaps you will go to your sick sister to visit her. And you cannot say, yeah, you need the train or the autobus or so. Say, yeah, but I did not understand what he was saying, I'm guilty. Afterwards I can understand, and I feel myself guilty, so I could not sleep. I feel myself guilty. So, I feel myself now also guilty. Why am the only person who had a good life after war? Why? My sister was sick, her man was, her husband was sick. I had a good life. I am better with other people. You are not. Mitzad Echad, you are happy. You have your family. I have my children, my good sons. I have my grandchildren. I have my ninim,
great grandchildren.
You know what it is. Why? What ben I perhaps not your bad, but no so better? Why you become a response on say you did not get a response. So you have to live in say. So this the joy of my family, of my little children, the grandchildren, the little nechadim, the ninim, I'm glad, I have to be glad and so. But there is a dissonance. You know what is a dissonant? A dissonant is also, alles is yafé, good, but there is one thing is not so good. So there is one thing I am always feeling guilty. That is the dissonance. I cannot be legamri
you can't be completely happy, yeah.
Because I have also mashu here guilty. You are guilty, keilu guilty. And so there is also, you do, perhaps he has done it, I have not seen in the other house, he has done it. He took a balatam, you know, so, on the temple, the ruin of the temple.
Yeah.
It's not legamri yafé. You have to do something there, the temple. You have to do something. So is this you joy gamken. You cannot legamri joy. You have a little.
You know, it's at a wedding when you break the glass. You also break the glass to remember the destruction of the temple at the wedding.
Can. So. But you cannot become a tshuva. You cannot be, and so you have to live with your joy, with your dissonance, with your to be guilty.
And Hannah, did you speak to your sons about what happened? Did they, when they were growing up, did you?
I will tell you, my husband was also was a teacher, but he was also a librarian. He has a bibliotheek, my husband, a great bibliotheek. His grandfather, afterwards his father, and afterwards who Kanas waarin בגלל wie הלכו להולנד הרבה, כן, כל שנתיים, שלוש, להולנד, לחודש, לפעמים כמה חודשים. We have also lived with the children in Holland. They have learned on the schools. They speak Dutch. Legamri, my sons and I are speaking Dutch. We can never read his, but we speak history when his wife and the little children and so. But in Bejaagd we are speaking Dutch. So they learn Dutch. They learned also English, French, and Germany. Dutch. Joche is speaking good English, and
But did you speak to your children when they were growing up about the Shoah?
I will tell you. My husband has also a great book for them, and we have to. He said that with his life, you have to give the library to, not to sell, not to sell, but you have to give. I will not cash it, but I will that they are the same. So I have ordered the books for the about the Shoah, about Holland, about this. He was also a teacher about Kolmine de Warimkacha. So I will that it comes in a library. So I have ordered it. But the library also here in Jerusalem said, but we cannot do it. We have to do. Where is Geographia? Where is this? Where is this? Where is not so? When your husband, we cannot do it. We cannot do it. So we have till we became in Oxford. The answer, yes, we will do it. So your late husband, so your late husband will do it. And so it is a little. Now it is a part of the, I couldn't say, by Oxford, Jewish,
in England, in Oxford?
The Jewish, in Amsterdam, Rosentaliana.
Oh, it's a Jews college, I think it was called.
Oxford, I cannot say, but she has a part of the Jewish library from the Oxford, from the University of Oxford, and every 2 years say my sons, I was also, but now I cannot go out more, I'm too old, but every 2 years, or the grandchildren, they are quite gedolim, or the little more gay with my sons, one of my sons, or with his wife, or his family, to visit the library of my late husband. My late husband have a great Semlung was, what is Osef shall
collection
can al la Shoah, who write a sefer book about Jewish Rofim, Jewish medical are not Viklalam, I have not hear it. My son, you have to learn, my son has it. About a book over the Rofim, הוא רצה לכל האנשים, אבל אי אפשר ככה, he was already an old person, he was not בריא, גם כן not well, and but he learned not the computer, as he worked with files, as well, drawers with files. הוא עשה לבד את הדrawers from old wooden, so, not for the Joffie, but what in was, that was his Joffie, the files with the can. He was teacher, he learned in Holland, teacher in the Holland algemeen, we kwam met Jewish. He was a very good amateur pianist. He loved more music. He was musical, and my younger son, not Yochai not so. Uri, my two is musical, but the son of Yochai, of my elder son, the son is musical.
Yes.
Also go hala.
And can I ask, In all the years, did you always keep your emunah?
I don't understand.
Did you always believe in Hashem and keep your emunah?
Yeah. Without I don't know to live. Without I cannot live. Yeah. But I say, I will een tshuva, een response, but we cannot become a response because we are people, we are normal men.
Wow.
But it gives me not sheket. Only that Hashem zo machliet, so will it be, as we
God
cannot
decided,
do something.
yeah. And can I ask, well, what message do you give?
Like you have to eat.
No. Can I ask you? Can I ask you, what message do you give? What message do you give to your children and grandchildren and the great grandchildren?
I have spoken. I will say you. I have spoken to many children of here from schools, not for the class. They came to me. I was already not young. They came to me, not so at 10 or 7 or much, in the other house, not here, but in the other house, and they said all on the end of the thing, what can you give us? But I say, I can give you that there is tolerance in the world. Tolerance. You know what is tolerance? Tolerance in the world. That men not stay wakacha. And you have, perhaps because you can become more belief in your face to God. If there is sheket, shalom in the world, you have a more free head. And so I hope you will become this. I see not Aniot becomes this, but you are young children, you can wait on this, and I hope it will be soon, but you have time. I have not time, let me say. That I will give you. En zo kan ze. Of Kodem zei, hakkelcode. After what on the phone they did. After on she said, maar something so, not film, but so to can. And they set something on the table for children, you know. They took nothing, a little water. Water was also cola, you know, all the things for the children. No, say no. And it was sheket. Though I did not so long, let's say, how much you could say. But sometimes they came with a leader, with a madrich, or with a teacher, or with a parent, mother, or much you could say. Then.
And are you happy that you made the decision to come live in Israel? That you made Aliyah? You happy?
I made Aliyah, but my husband was not my husband already. But yeah, I will.
And you happy with the decision that you?
Yeah. I cannot live more in Holland. I cannot live. I have no people in Holland. I have no people in Holland. Also, Biglala, age of me. They're old and they don't know.
And can I ask, it's so difficult with Holland. There were very righteous that saved you, but there were also those that informed. And so many Dutch Jews were sent to the camps. It's very difficult what happened in Holland.
Ja, zeker. Can.
But there were righteous people that saved you, that they endangered their lives and their families to save others and to save many Jews. There were many Jews in hiding, many Jews.
Again, I has start with to tell to men בגלל הנכד אחת הבן שלי,
Your grandson?
Who was a soldier, who was in Sava. Sava Shama asked him if he has a Saba, Safta, or Mashuga. Also, yes, I have a Safta, they avraat ha milchama, as they asked him to bring me to his basis, and I will tell. So I told you, and I also soldiers. Me at Sabta of Saba, me Polania or other countries, but there came nobody, Safta, no Safta, no Arani Haiti, a Safta Hajahida.
You were the only one
to tell my story, and then I thought, no, I cannot do it. I have no afpam. I told for public, I cannot speak in your favor. As Achakachani Amati. Yefsha, they are sure. I have to do it. There are not a lot of people after me, better law. And I have to do it for my family, for my home. Parents, for my family, dort, great mishpacha. I have to do it. I have to do it for the people. They took me in the high place. I have to do it. And when my husband say always, if you not tell what is happened, people think they are not afpam on the world. The people say you have to do it. Then that is a murder shufpam, you know. You have to do it what you can think, or say you have to tell. As I have to do that. That is stupid. I am afraid I cannot speak tough. I can speak. This is afraid. That is stupid. You have to do it. You have to do. So I did, and my son and his son did a speech in Yafé Ivri, בשביל soldiers, בשביל הצבא. I cannot out mouth so Yafé Ivri, you know, as I got it, so I have to. There I started to tell Anashim. So I cannot say I cannot do it. I have to do it. It is my duty to do it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Channa, I just want to thank you. Hold on. Channa, I want to thank you. No, 1 minute. Channa, 1 minute.
You have to drink now at this time.
Channa, I just want to thank you. I'm so grateful to you. Channa, I just want to thank you so much. You know, Channa, I just want to mention, you know, you said it's your duty, but, you know, by you speaking, it's the memory of your parents, their blessing. It's a blessing to the memory of your parents, of your sister, of those that endangered their lives to save you. I'm so grateful to you, Channa. Channa, you should just have a Meve stream in good health and all of Hashem's blessings, and you are very special.
You drink something.
Don't worry, Channa. Thank you Channa, thank you very much. I'm so grateful to you.
But you have to go to